Man, politics has gone off since 2004. It really has.
What's crazy is if that happened like in 2016 or above, he probably would have won.
You would have won. You would have won.
Man, imagine that was the only crazy thing that politicians did today. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Anime Club After Dark, the podcast that delves into all things anime, manga, and otaku culture related. I'm your host, Alex, but you can call me Senpai. And joining me tonight, I have our czar of source material, John.
We live in a society, Jerry.
You were waiting to do that. You were so waiting to do that. Oh my god. And we have our opposer extraordinaire, Nitai.
Jerry, it's called shrinkage, Jerry. The water was cold, Jerry.
It's cold, Jerry. It's cold.
It's called shrinkage.
We're rebranding. Welcome to the Seinfeld podcast.
Exactly. Welcome to the podcast where we just talk about how great Seinfeld was.
No.
In all seriousness, after we've been fucking around for like an hour now before we started recording, we're here to talk about Chainsaw Man. We're gonna, yes,
Finally, let's go.
I think it's safe to say probably the most anticipated anime of 2022.
Of the past few years.
Yeah, maybe.
So, what I hate is I hate shows that are super hyped up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Because every time people hype up a show, you just like you watch it and it's never as good as the hype, and you just like you feel dead on the inside, right?
Yeah.
But
So
I get it.
however, the problem here was that I read Chainsaw Man before there was even a manga announced. So
You mean an anime announced? How did you read it before the
yeah,
manga
you
was
read it
announced?
before the manga was out.
Bro, I read his fucking
He's
mind.
literally a time traveler.
He went to
For the
Fujimoto's
anime.
house and he's
Listen, I
like,
am
tell me
very
the
tired.
story.
Long gone are the days where it's much too early. It's much too late. But yeah, so because everyone wouldn't shut the fuck up about Chainsaw Man. Like, Chainsaw Man's really good manga. It's so good. It's so good. I'm like,
Alex.
all right, people shut the fuck up. I'll read it. And then I read it, and I was just like, the first half, I was like, yeah, it's whatever. It's typical shonen shit. And then I read the second half, and I was like, my mind was blown, dude. Like, I couldn't stop once I got to that part. Like, basically, right after where the anime ends is where it gets fucking nuts.
What is this, Nitai? What is this?
I have a point.
He has a point.
He has a
point.
He has a singular point.
So as you know, B, I like my animation. I like when pictures are moving. It makes me feel good in the balls. And so
Neuron activate, monk brain.
That's why he's got
Monkey
that's why he's
brain.
got the blanket over him. His neurons are activated right now, just thinking about power.
So
Bro, I love
basically,
power.
so basically, like for the longest time, like mainly Alex and my buddy Ariel, who's been reading the manga, were like, "It's so good, man! It's so good. You don't understand." So I was like, "I'll wait for the anime. I'm sure it'll be fine." And then as the trailer dropped, like more and more, I'm like, that looks pretty good. And right before the show came out, people were like, "Oh man, people are gonna be disappointed because it's gonna cover like the weakest part." And I'm here like, what the fuck are you all talking about? This shit is amazing. What's so basic about it? It's so good.
Just
So,
saying, as
I
a
don't know,
manga
man. It
reader,
succeeded.
if you think that this is the amazing part, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Bro,
that
this
makes
was
me
the
that makes me
boring
excited.
part. This is the part where I was like, yeah, that kind of just seems like your stereotypical shonen. Like, whatever.
Which it blows my mind because like these like first 12 episodes are like they genuinely exceeded
I
my
agree.
expectations.
I agree, because like we're getting ahead of ourselves here, because we've been I've been gushing
Let's calm
about
down.
Chainsaw Man
For
since
weeks.
every single
We've been
episode.
talking about this for weeks.
For weeks. I don't know. We should have done like, didn't we used to do like weekly spoiler episodes for
So
stuff?
yeah,
Isn't
for
that
a
thing?
couple
For
of years
Vinland
ago,
Saga and Star Zenmai.
a couple years ago, myself and Show, we did episode Spoilercast for Sarah Zenmai and Vinland. But
Yeah.
those were fun, but boy, were they a pain to
Yeah.
make sometimes.
Yeah, they were a pain to fucking edit.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It was just non-stop episode after episode.
24 episodes in a row.
Because we were doing like freaking, it was on Wednesdays or Thursdays we're releasing that on
Yeah.
top of our normal episodes.
On top of
every
the
week.
Monday releases.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
But we were trying to keep them around 30 minutes, so
Did
Yeah,
you
okay.
succeed though?
more often than not, yeah. I think the last couple of episodes are the only ones that got into like nearly an hour long.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
who am I to talk? We've been like stretching the Monogatari episodes for way past the
I
hour
know,
mark, so,
John
yeah.
knows.
I know that. At this point, I'm like, I haven't even like watched the rest of these Monogatari, but I'm like,
Maybe
I
it's
know
time.
as much now. It's fine. No, I don't need to.
He's watched
Let's talk-
vicariously through us.
Yeah, I edited the episodes. I've already listened to it. I'm like, okay, so that's what happens. I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. I'm not gonna watch it now.
So Chainsaw Man.
Oh
Yeah.
man, Chainsaw Man.
So Chainsaw
Chainsaw
Man
Man.
is obviously the most anticipated thing that came out in 2022, probably in the last few years, from Studio Mappa. Bless the hearts of everyone who worked at that studio. Give them a fucking glass of milk. They need it.
And a good bed to rest in.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I was really surprised to find out that this is, especially after it was over, that this was directed by someone who hasn't done any kind of like project or series direction in the past. He's done some
Yuna
episode
Kayama?
direction. He's done some OP and ED direction. He's done some key animation direction, but nothing like this. And for a first outing, good job.
He knocked it out of the park, dude. Like holy shit. Like it's so incredible to I there's a really fantastic video by Canapa Effect about Chainsaw Man with a lot of like interviews with the like members of the production. And so one of the things that they sort of mentioned is the fact that they wanted to go for like a cinematic type of adaptation to fully like immerse you in this like type of world with movie techniques and like methods. And man, like I'm a movie buff. I love this type of shit, and it's like I had a nonstop boner throughout of this show because of it.
Oh
It's-
yeah, dude.
it's
Like, you look at
incredible.
the freaking opening sequence itself. Like all the
Yes.
references to all the different movies during freaking Novi. It's Kickback.
Kickback.
Right?
Kickback.
Yeah, I mean, since
Yeah,
since we
Kickback
mentioned it,
ends
let's
up-
talk about it. The fucking OP,
Bro, I fucking love
Holy
Kickback.
shit.
Holy shit, is that a good OP? Holy shit, is that a good animation? Holy shit, do they do 3D CGI really fucking well?
Holy shit, that baseline slaps.
Bro, I just, I love
I could
every-
watch that look. That's sorry, keep going.
Oh no, so this is one of the rare animes that I don't skip the opening for, because eventually I get tired of openings. Like, it's very few animes that I watch where I'm like, oh yeah, this is a complete banger. There's maybe 2 or 3 a season out of like the 9 I've watched last season. But this one was just like every time it came on, I was hyped for it because
I'm very
one,
proud of you, John. You almost got into the double digits last season with the amount of anime you watched.
I'm at 10. No, I'm at 12 this season. I'm
Oh
watching
my
12.
God.
Holy shit. Look
Although
at you,
at
John
least
Unleashed.
3 of those you have said might be on the chopping block.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, 9 of them I read, so there's that, and there's 3 that I don't read that I'm just like, I'll give it a shot. But yeah, there's a couple where I'm just like, it's kind of garbage. But anyway, Chainsaw Man is real fucking good, and I love Kick It, and I love all the freaking the salsa versions that people keep making.
Yeah.
Like, there's that salsa cover. Yeah, it's like I'm like, oh, it's so good. It's so
Because it's crazy how
good.
much detail goes into actual song itself. I don't know why when the first trailer that featured a song came out, I was like, I don't know, it sounds fine, like Kenshi Uenzo, it's fine. But when the full song came out, it was like, holy shit, there's like so many cool sections in the song itself. The fact that it's sampling like an old Idol song is also great. Like it's you said in one of the previous conversations we had about Chainsaw and how meticulous the show is, and it's crazy how that is correct for every facet of the production.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
like,
just
one of
the anime itself, the OPs, the EDs.
So
Yeah.
like, even without getting into just the story, because we're gonna gush about that, but the meticulous amount of crafting that went into the opening songs, and then I think I'm not sure if Chainsaw Man is the first or the only one that's ever done like different EDs for every episode, but
For every episode, like yes.
Yeah.
It's
So I don't.
it's the first one that's done it with different songs and visuals. What was it? The Real
Like,
Life did it with different songs.
Real Life had
Yeah.
Real Life had different songs, but also like the different animation was like still images.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
like,
wasn't like
it wasn't
a
like
fully
full on.
custom
Yeah.
animation for
Yeah,
each
so
song.
like
Yeah.
in a very weird thing, they decided to make each ED unique to the episode, which I fucking loved. Because every single time an episode ended, this ED would play, and first of all the songs are fucking great. They've got 13 different artists, and there's 13 different styles, and each song plays into the episode. And it's just like it was, you know, like holy shit, they're utilizing 100% of their brain. Like
Which one was your guys' favorite E ED?
oh, we've discussed this at length. We've had fights over this, and as discussions with Alex. But you know mine. It's Maximum the Hormone. Like I love that ED so fucking much, dude.
Demon in the name of
Demon.
So the last time we talked, Jesus Christ. The last time we actually
it's
talked
so
about this, I hadn't seen the last 2 episodes of Chainsaw Man. I have since seen the last 2 episodes of Chainsaw Man, obviously for the Spoilercast. I was gonna say the one by Eimer from episode 9, Deep Down, but
really good.
Okay.
I have
So
since changed my opinion. It is Violence
Violence is really good.
Ooh,
by
that's
Queen
your favorite
Bee.
one?
That is my favorite one.
It's so good.
Followed very closely by the one by Eimer.
I
mean, I
I
think
was
they're all-
shocked.
Also, congratulations to Eimer. I heard you recently got married.
Oh,
Really?
congratulations.
We love Eimer here.
We do. We
She's
stand
doing,
Eimer in this house.
She's doing an
I was
OT
very
for one of the
shocked
animes
that-
I'm watching this season. I don't remember which
Uh,
one. She just watched.
Near Automata.
No, you're
Is it? Yeah,
yeah.
Nier. She's doing it for Nier.
Nier.
Good. Congratulations. Big IP. Hope you're getting paid really well for that.
No,
Eimer delivers banger after banger. It's incredible. But
Eimer's
I
always been a great artist, but
yeah, she was on fire this past year. I think my favorite personally is ED number 5, in the back room. I'm a big sucker for symbolism and just like fucking wild out there imagery, and that
the
shit is
MC
my
Escher,
favorite.
the fucking MC Escher thing, because it
Dude, the fucking the like the eternity type of like stairs, the
Yeah, the
like
MC
different
Escher
horses
stairs.
that it's
Yeah.
so good. It's really provocative
that's the,
imagery, and there's so much to dig into.
oh my god, what's the fucking Infinity Demon?
The
that what,
Eternity Devil.
Eternity Demon.
Eternity Devil.
Yeah, the Eternity
that's
Devil.
the-
Yeah,
That's the one that plays at that episode that ends with them being trapped in the hotel.
yeah.
Which I have a
fucking
lot to say
amazing
about that. As a matter
That's
of
an
fact,
amazing episode too. Oh my god.
Bro, it's
But-
whenever I go back and think about that episode, I'm like, that episode was so packed. Like there was so much shit that happened there. Literally, you have like the boobies part, then you have the Makima scene about sex, and then you have like, it's kind of weird to say it out loud now that I think about it. But anyway, then you have like there's so much in that fucking episode. Each episode is so packed.
Can I
Then you get
mention?
my
Kobeni.
mind.
Kobeni.
I just remember
Kobeni double pieces.
I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this. But when we were doing the watch party in our server and we got to that scene, 'cause I knew it was coming because I've seen it in the fucking manga. I knew, and hearing the person's voice that they got to voice Kobeni, I like, okay, I'm preparing myself
amazing.
for this, and she does the. My immediate response was, "I love autistic women."
Hey, good
Oh,
on
we're
you,
gonna get
man.
canceled.
Good on you.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah. More
autistic
power
women
to you,
need love
Alex.
too, right?
Um,
Kobeni is
I want
a piece
to
of shit.
point out. So a lot of people probably won't
How
talk
dare
about
you.
it. A lot of people probably won't talk about the very first ED, and I wasn't going to either. I love the song,
the very first ED is so. I like the song,
but
quite
there's
a
no
bit. I think
visuals
it's
to it,
really
and I
good.
think that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it makes sense though because like
It is my favorite song though.
Mm.
Not
Like we
discounting visuals, it's my favorite song.
the visuals on the first ED represent like because we meet Denji for the first time and he's lived a very plain, fucking terrible life, and that's
Mm.
why it's like it's a plain visual. It's reusing assets from the episode, and it's all in barely any color, right?
Yeah,
it's like that on purpose. It's almost like they gave thought and care into each ED they released. It's crazy.
It's like I like to think of it as they're making it seem like Denji, because obviously the focus is on Denji for the entire first episode.
Oh yeah.
He's a blank slate, and
Yeah.
it's a very blank slate type ED.
Yeah.
It's just
And
basically
worked
it's a
really
credit
well.
roll, is what it is. It's just a credit
the
roll on a dark
song.
background.
The song was really good though. I
I
thought.
love that song. Just honest to God.
Yeah,
Good
and I'm
fucking
with you,
J-Rock.
Ty. If I'm just judging the EDs based on their songs alone, that one's my favorite song.
Yeah. But the
No,
visual
mine's
side is
still
that when it
Maximum
gets
Normal.
more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Considering
it's
like the
funny
rest
that
of
you-
the visuals of the EDs are really good too.
Yeah.
it's funny that, cause that's what I've been enjoying about like talking about the EDs, because it seems every person has a different answer. When you said, Alex, that your favorite is 11th, like Violence, I was like, really? But it's so good though, so I get it. Like,
I think
the
maybe
animation is
it's
incredible
also
in that one.
because I really like the character of Aki as well. So
That helps. That fucking shot where you see him like from the back where he's like smoking a cigarette, and then the car flips around to Power dancing around in the rain. It's like, gives me life, man.
there was a lot of really good use of like space in that ED, because there's moments where the shot just flips around and shows you things from the other angle.
Definitely. Also, I thought for some sections that ED is CG, and apparently it's 2D, and I was like, that blew me away. Like, holy shit, man.
I think there is at least a part of it that is rotoscope though.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
honestly,
a lot
that's
of sequences in
rotoscoping in the show. Yeah,
Yeah, there is.
yeah.
Which
There's
which
also
is
a lot
really
of,
cool.
I could barely notice the CG. There's like a couple jank parts in I think it was like the first 2 episodes or something, where it's like the pan over the bed, where it's like, oh, that always looks super janky. And I'm like trying to do that cinematic like Satoshi Kon pan,
Yeah.
but it doesn't really work very well because it's in CG. But of
I
like
think-
that's whatever. But I think for the most part, I'm pretty sure they use CG in the opening, like when the Power and Denji are doing the kick thing at the very end of the ED.
Oh,
The
the
dance.
the Mickey Mouse dance.
Is that the Mickey Mouse dance?
It's the happy dance from Mickey Mouse Club.
Oh my god. They're a
Bruh, that
bunch of
old
freaking
Pete.
idiots. Oh, I love them so much. I love
Can we
Power.
talk about, speaking of the idiots, can we talk about the character writing? Because like I can't gush about it enough in this fucking show.
Absolutely.
So Farouz is the one who did Power, right?
Yes. Her
I am
star is
Jolene
rising
Cujo.
rapidly, by the way.
I wasn't sure about
The
her
Joe star is rising, you
being
could say.
the voice actress, because I was just like, I like Farouz, but like, is she gonna be the Power that I envisioned in my head? Because like whenever you read something, I don't know, you know what? I'm not gonna talk for anyone else, but for me, whenever I read anything, light novel or manga, I envision like the perfect cast in my head, because I've watched so much freaking anime and stuff. And I'm like, I think this person would be the best person for the role, and they really know how to like act like this, and this is what they should sound like. And there's a couple anime that come out where they just use bad choices, in my opinion. I'm like, this is not what I had in my mind. The actors aren't that great, and it just like it kind of detracts from me. So that's how I felt for Farouz. And then I actually got to like the first episode with Power. I was just like, I don't know. I was on the fence. I was like, she's okay. I know that she's Jolene, and she stole the spot from oh my gosh, I forgot her name. The one who voiced Jolene in the video game.
Romy Park?
No,
No, Romy Park was Jono in the game.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
no.
right.
In the video game, it was
I don't remember who voiced Jono in the video game.
is it Senjo
don't know.
Gahara? Who's the voice actress for Senjo Gahara?
Is it? I'm gonna look it
Is
up.
it really?
I swear it's the voice actress. For
Keep
Senjo
going. I'll
Gahara.
look it up.
I'm pretty sure she was the
Man.
one who voiced Jolene in All Star Battle All Stars, whatever it was, the JoJo's video game. But, yeah. So I was just like, I don't know, because this is what I envisioned. This is what I have in my mind, and then
Miyuki Sawashiro.
yeah. So it was right. It was Senju Gahara that voiced.
No, Miyuki Sawashiro is Kanbaru.
Oh, Kanbaru. Okay, I knew it was someone in Monogatari, but yeah. So
Going,
I
man.
wasn't sure how I felt about Power, because I was just like, I didn't envision her being Power. This is not the person I had in my mind. I was thinking, funnily enough, I was thinking Kanbaru voicing Power. She gets, and yet again, Farouz steals it from my girl. But after the second episode with Power, it's like, okay, she's growing on me. And then like by the third episode with power, I'm just like, okay, I'm here for it. I'm here for this for
Man.
Jolene Cujo. Like I'm here for this.
She has some range though. It's funny comparing her performance in Chainsaw to JoJo because she sounds so different. Like if you wouldn't have told me it's the same VA, I probably would have a hard time like coming up with that connection. You know, she has some absolute incredible range.
I literally
yeah,
have
like
that
no-
first-
I just want to point out to people who are watching this, I literally have no idea why my internet is fucking up right now. I am so sorry.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, are we all robotic?
As long as
No,
they
you're
can
not
hear.
robotic, but you are frozen.
Oh no, the visuals, dude. The visuals.
Let
I
it go.
know.
Let it go.
No, like ever since she did how heavy are your dumbbells, right? That's when I
Mm.
first like I feel like that's when she just popped off because how
Out of
heavy are
nowhere.
your dumbbells?
Literally,
Well, I mean,
yeah.
how heavy are your dumbbells was heavily memed and it was actually well received. And that's after her role there, that's when she popped the fuck off. And like if you watch her obviously do that and then you watch her like previous roles, it's like she does have a lot of range. She's actually a very good voice actress in my opinion. And it definitely doesn't feel like she plays the same type of characters. I wouldn't say she's
also hot.
typecast. I mean, yeah, she's pretty hot.
I mean, yeah, if you've seen her in real life, not only is she hot, she's also fucking jacked. She's
Yeah,
got
like-
fucking giant biceps.
So I really liked the voice casting. Like for everyone else, I was like, I liked, but it was Ifruz that I was just like, I don't know. Until like 3 episodes in, then I was like, okay, I'm here for it because she's
You know what's
killed.
crazy? That the fucking guy who voices Denji, that's like his first major role. And
Yeah.
he killed it. He
Yeah.
absolutely killed that part,
Again,
dude.
another
It's
one,
so
another
good.
person who's this is their first like major like production, and they're fucking knocking it out of the park.
Yeah. I love the voice cast in this show. Like
I
every
love,
one of them was
I love the whole
That's
deadpan
good.
stuff that Denji does. Like
yeah.
he does everything like monotone deadpan and then baka. And I'm just like, that's the Denji that I had in my head. This guy killed it.
When he
dude. What the heck?
when that first scene of him in Aki's apartment and then he goes to the pub, it's like starts singing while banging on the tub. It's like so good. It's so funny.
I want to point something out. Mappa censored that without anybody knowing about it.
What do you
Yeah.
mean?
In the
So
manga, Denji is ranting about how great it is to have a union job.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Yeah. They changed it to
Yeesh.
the singing, but that's what he originally says because he's like celebrating the fact that I get 3 square meals a day. I've got a
I have a pension. I have.
Yeah,
He has a
because
super toast.
because you don't understand. I mean, after the first episode, you understand that Denji's been living in a shitty shack on the edge of town like for a long time. He's been living in poverty for a long time. So for someone like him to get 3 square meals a day, where he can eat toast with an unlimited amount of fucking jam and butter and stuff, like this is the high life.
Psycho.
Yeah. Cited.
One of my favorite jokes in the entire like season was when they're trapped in the MC Escher hotel and Power's like, "We're almost out of food," and Denji's like, "I know exactly what to do from being poor," and he just goes to sleep.
I know.
I laughed my fucking ass off when that happened.
Denji
'Cause,
is
like,
such a it's such a wild experience, Denji, because he's so anti almost any like shonen main character I've seen. Like and that's like what it was like watching this show, because in every turn I was like, oh, like, okay, I think I have a good grasp of where this is going, and it's like, no, brother, you have no clue. Like that. So that first mini arc of like Denji helping Power, it's like, doesn't matter the fucking banger after banger fights we have with the Bad Devil and the Leech Devil, which are incredible. Like throughout that mini arc, you have this sort of like exchange of Denji being like, "I'll help you save your cat if you let me touch your boobs," and Power's like, "Sure, whatever," and then he actually saves the cat, and I was like, yeah, he'll probably like let it go and he won't do it. And Power's like, you still want to do it? And he's like, yeah, and they actually do it. They don't hold back on it. And what
the fucking
blows
dramatic
my mind,
music that plays.
what
dude.
blows my mind is that it actually is a part, like like boobs are a part of his character progression. And like, what is this fucking anime? It's incredible. Like
Yeah,
that whole
no,
through
what,
line.
no, what's fucking crazy is like right before all this happens, like we learn, is it right before this happens where we learn like why Power likes Nyanko, like how
Yeah,
Yeah, we had that
Yeah,
flashback thing. Yeah.
and it's just
Flashback.
like it's all sweet, and you're just like, oh, heartfelt moment. Like you actually kind of understand, like she actually did do this for a cat. She's literally that dumb. So
he made a connection with something else that wasn't just
yeah,
the
and it
food.
was just like this heartfelt moment, and then it's just like, all right, straight to tits. I'm like, yes.
Like his first response was like, "Cats kind of suck," but then he relates that to his connection to Pochita, which is very sweet actually, and then he sort of understands her better. That whole God, their whole relationship in that first season is great. Like you have that shot on them on their way to saving her cat. Like they're both on the train, but they're like very much apart. But as the season like progresses, you see more and more of their relationship being like just them like hanging out, like literally Power just like hanging her head on his shoulder like a fucking an idiot basically. And it's so, and no one mentions it explicitly, just like you see it. Crazy, I know, right?
Visual
And
storytelling, my God.
it's so satisfying. But
Yeah.
man, I can't get enough of how this show fucking like it's so stupid. But the way they built it, Denji's character being like he has nothing in his life, but then he's slowly being like, I should probably have this something goal I should pave my way towards too. So boobs, of course. And then when
Yeah.
he finally gets that, he has this like sort of like identity
Existential
crisis. It's like
crisis.
I got what I wanted, but I don't feel anything. And it's like, man, I was like, I get it.
As an adult working
No.
in the real world, you're like, same, man, same.
No,
Yeah,
like, you're
it's like-
missing that. Like, remember in the fucking second episode where he has to go hunt that demon down, and then like he kills the demon cleanly, and Aki's like, "Why would you do that?" And Denji's
Mhm.
like, "Because I just thought I should get it done quickly." And then like after Aki leaves, he's like, "Fucking idiot!"
The porn.
Because I wanted to grab the porn mag. Like from the get go, we know his fucking intentions. It's like you sleazebag Denji, but at the same time, I'm like, well, I mean, he's never had anything in his life, so
Yeah,
he's like he's
but-
scum. So it's like it's fine. Let Denji
But
grow
the
up.
beauty of it, is how yeah, it's like he's a dipshit because he had nothing in his life, but now he has all of the things that he supposedly wanted, and he's like surrounded by all these people like different goals and different like wants and whatnot, and he's like, I should probably have something like that too. So it's like boobs, that's what I want to go for. But then when he reaches it, as that like one of my favorite scenes in the entire series like is when he talks to Makima about it, and she's like, well, don't you think that when you do it with someone you actually like, it'll be different? And like you have that entire God bless Mappa for like animating these fucking hand movements. Oh, holy shit. That scene had me on the edge of my seat. And it's just two people like holding hands and talking to each other. I mean, one of them is like very dominating, but yeah, whatever.
Speaking
great.
of that scene, there is some more visual storytelling in that scene, and I pointed it out in our Discord server that there's a shot where they just show the shadows of the two characters on the floor, and Makima's shadow is literally a giant penis. It's almost like it's trying to tell
Holy
you that she's a
shit.
huge dick.
I mean,
Did,
no
did you
spoilers.
appreciate that ass shot of Makima in episode 3?
Yes,
Just
I
fingers
did.
on her ass for like 15 seconds.
Yes, I did, Natai.
I appreciate everything about Makima in the story, where she like the fucking amount of detail that they put into Makima's eyes, and I'm just like, bro, you don't
Yes.
understand how cool that is. And oh my god, how cool was it when like everyone like the section whatever they're part of gets fucking attacked, and then everyone's
Division
getting
4,
fucking
right?
Division 4.
Division 4, yeah, Division 4 gets all attacked, and then Makima fucking stands back up, bro, and it was like, yo, what the fuck,
Bro.
like we knew because we know that everyone in there is contracted with certain demons and stuff, but we don't really know who Makima's contracted to until the end, and then you're like, yo, what the fuck is? And I don't think they even talk about it yet. They still haven't talked.
They
about
never
which demon.
mentioned.
They haven't
never
explicitly
mentioned-
mentioned it, no.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I know now, but yeah, it's just like what devil is she contracted to that she can just literally revive? That's crazy,
It's-
right?
It's funny because you watch that scene and like you know she's not dead because there's no fucking way. Like so many people are like, but the way they handle it is so terrifying. And like again, back to the directing of this fucking series, I love how they linger on some of these moments. Like, so that sequence is you just see this shot of Monkey Man, like whoever's next to her, they're like just in the train doing nothing. You see like the guy just playing with his phone, and you have this small crack behind Monkey Man's like seat where you just like there's nothing there, and then you just see a bit of like the pistol, bam, but everyone's dead. It's like
And then
directing is
cut to
fucking
black.
show.
Cut to black.
It's so good.
It kind of made
So
me think of who's the gun? The fucking flip the note, the gun comes out.
Oh, in
in JoJo
JoJo's.
Part 4.
In part
Yeah.
4.
Mysterio.
Where Josuke just opens up the folded piece of paper and a gun pops out.
Yeah,
Everything is a JoJo reference.
bro, the map was obviously referencing JoJo's. Didn't you understand?
Bro, is that a motherfucking JoJo's reference?
Oh man, but fucking, I was gonna talk about one of the things that they didn't really show was so when Aki he's contracted to devils that we know of so far, right in the beginning. We know he's got the fox one where he's like Kon, and then like
Kon.
the fox one comes out and eats shit.
So
And it's
fucking
like-
cool.
And the fucking reason why he's contracted to this fucking devil is because he's cute. He's a hot guy. Like the fox devil only contracts with hot guys, and it's like, of course it would, right? Why wouldn't it? Like, and it's like, what the fuck?
That curse devil shit was so fucking cool though. Not gonna
The
lie.
curse devil. So one thing that
Holy shit.
so in the manga, something that was really cool is when Aki uses the nail piercer, because you notice how when he uses it, he stabs it, and then the sound of a nail happens, right?
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be a cursed nail. So in the manga, like when that cursed nail is used, it comes from outside of the panel. Like you actually see it. Yeah, because it's like
Shit.
yeah, it's like fucking the use of outside of the panel shit. It's like, what? It breaks the panel? Like, yeah, it's the power of the curse demon. It's that strong. It's literally in a different dimension. And that feeds into something else later on, but I can't talk about it because it's spoilers. But this is like the type of shit that I'm talking about. In the manga, there's so many breadcrumbs of crazy fucking shit happening right now. Like, Natai, you're talking about so many things that I'm like, bro, you don't even know the half of it, bro. Like, I want to, once this all comes out, I'm going to come back to them and be like, bro, did you know, like, the stuff that you picked up on, you didn't even fucking know it was going to be used, did you, bitch? Like, bro, there's so much going on here. And that's
so
what I
fucking
really
cool, dude.
love about this anime adaptation. The fact that, true to the manga's nature, they're using every little bit and piece of things, piecing together this cohesive fucking story, this fucking cinematic experience. Like, we were talking about David Cage and how he makes cinematic games and how that's fucking stupid, but holy shit, Chainsaw Man being cinematic is a fucking masterpiece.
But David Cage is just like he does it because he thinks like video games are like kid art media shit. He thinks it's not like for grown ups.
David
so
Cage
he's
is
trying
so
to
far
make it
up
for
his own
grown-ups.
ass. Yes, we know.
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
Yeah.
But Chainsaw Man like is an anime. It's filmmaking. It's fucking cinema, and they use these techniques to improve this entire like work of
Yeah.
art. Like
And like,
you talked
Bro.
about Makima's eyes. Can I gush for 1 second about that?
yeah. Go ahead.
You have that one scene in episode 5 or 4, I don't remember. It's after pretty much Aki covers for Power and Denji, and he covers for their ass and then talks to Makima, and later she comes to the conclusion that both of them should be at Aki's place. But that little scene where Aki is on his way to Makima, then he stops and he cleans up his tie and just making sure he's all proper, and when he goes to see her, then he talks about all the stuff that happened, and throughout that scene, she knows he's just bullshitting, but she goes with it. And that fucking shot of we talked about it a long ass time ago. You have that shot where it's like filming her a bit from above in an angle, right? And she's looking like, and her chin is like, her head is like forward, but her eyes are looking upwards, and it creates that sort of like what was his
stare.
director's name?
Kubrick.
The Kubrick
Stanley
stare.
Yeah, the Kubrick stare, and it's like, it's so fucking cool because it's
Yeah,
totally that.
the constant freaking cinematography and like shot composition where they reference different fucking movies from amazing directors from
And
amazing
it's all
movies.
to improve the actual scene, because again it creates that really weird sense of dread from like, it's like, this bitch is kind of crazy, and like she knows what's up. There's no bullshit in her, you know.
Kind of, bro. Like, she was crazy from the get-go. If you didn't fucking realize.
since you mentioned Aki and really cool
My boy.
composited scenes, my boy too. Can we talk about something that's anime original? Watching Aki go through his morning routine, because that was really cool.
That's my favorite scene from the show.
That's anime original too. That's not in the manga.
It's crazy.
Again,
because
it's another
there's a
thing.
lot of...
It's another thing where John talks about it all the time. Where like being true to the source material. Sometimes it's okay to expand it. Sometimes it's okay.
Yeah, because there's a lot of set dressing that goes on in the anime, right? Where they add little details here and there, and they didn't remake the manga one for one. Like they dropped it. Like I believe there was another fight right after the
after the first fight, the with the zombie devil. What the?
Yeah, like the frog thing from the 3D, right?
Yeah, I forget what that devil's actually called, but yes, there is a fight that's completely cut out.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Which is crazy, but at the same time, it's like
it's for the best I've heard from you guys and from
because
pacing wise, yes, it is.
Like the pacing in Chainsaw Man it's pretty meticulous and slow, because for one, the manga, the first part of the manga is only like 90 something chapters.
93 chapters.
93 chapters long, so there's not like they could blow through all of it in 2 seasons. I am praying that they blow through it in 3 seasons instead of 2, because I like the current pacing. Because I just think the setup for the ending part is going to be fucking nuts. Well, but I could see how they could do it in another 13 episodes.
It's spaced really well for this first season.
I can tell you that this first season covered the first 38 chapters.
Yeah, so like if they slow it a little bit more down and take their time with it, I'd love that. But at the same time, there's a bunch of things in the middle where I could cut it and be like, all right, you get the point. Like we can just go through here, because the crazy shit is, as long as they stay true to the crazy pivotal shit, like with Rize and like the rest of it, I'm just like that. I mean, that's the important bits. This is the crazy stuff.
Is that the chick we heard at the end of the season?
Yeah, Rize that's her name. She's the girl you hear at the end that's talking about Denji. And it's like, oh, she knows about Denji. Wonder why? And it's like, bro, you don't even know. There's so much going on here.
So many people know about Denji throughout the first season. You're like, why? Why did the Eternity Devil know about Denji? It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, why do they all know about the Chainsaw Devil? That's kind of weird. Also, can I just say, I fucking love Pochita.
Yeah,
I am so upset that we only got to see Pochita in the first episode, and then a little bit at the last episode where Pochita talks again. And it's just like, no, Pochita, come back! You're so cute.
He's so cute. I love that scene in the first episode where you see Denji and Pochita just like cutting down a tree. It's so cute.
Just holding it like a fucking plushie. I also love the fact that this aired alongside Spy X Family, because we got to see a lot of Anya X Pochita mashups.
Yeah, it was so good.
Also, I was wrong. There's 97 chapters in the manga, not 93.
Yeah,
or at least in the first part of the manga.
There was 97 in the first part, and I really want them to pace it so it's 3 seasons total. However, I could see how they could pace it and just do 2 seasons. But
2 seasons in a movie.
2 seasons in a movie.
People speculate that the next arc could be made as a movie? Is that true? I read that on Reddit.
I could see it happening.
I feel like they could do that. Yeah, they could summarize about 20, 30-ish, about 40 chapters in that, and then do the last, like, that'd put us at the last 20-something, last 30-ish chapters for just another season. That could happen, yeah.
I could see them doing it, yeah. I kind of hope they don't, because, fuck, I don't want to have to wait a long time to see it in theaters.
Yeah, I know, fuck. Yeah. Like,
because it's something that if they do it as a movie, I'd want to see in theaters.
I definitely...
Yeah, for sure.
So going back to what I said at the beginning, like, I was... After reading the manga, I was hyped for watching the anime, because I was like, all right, I know it's going to be good, because the story is fucking crazy. Like, everything else, regardless, I know the story is going to be fucking crazy. I did not expect the anime to be so fucking good. Like,
yeah.
I went in, I saw the first trailer, I was like, yeah, it looks pretty good. Like, it, you know, okay, cool. It looks bloody, violent. Like, yeah, that's part of the manga. Hopefully they keep the story true.
Remember in the time when we were analyzing the first 2 trailers frame by frame?
Oh, good times, man. Good fucking times.
Bro, I wasn't part of that.
Dude.
No, Natai and I were literally just going frame by frame, like, look at this, look at the in-betweens, oh my god!
Because they used it for the second and first trailer, they had this, like, cut of that one cut from episode 2 of Power jumping from the building with the fucking blood hammer. And the moment they used that shot again for the second shot, like, hold on. It was like I compared it to with frame by frame. I was like, oh shit, they actually improved on it. Because for the longest time, I was kind of worried that first trailer, which looked amazing, was kind of like a proof of concept type of trailer. Like they wouldn't really use that.
Like most companies do. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's fucking crazy? So
it looks
funny,
even better.
Well, what's crazy is that I forget which episode it is, but it ends off, and then the next episode picks up where it ends off, but they redraw it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't reuse the same fucking shot. They actually redraw it.
The angle is also slightly different when you finally see it.
And it's like,
fantastic.
They didn't have to do that shit, but they did. And I'm like, bro, the amount of detail.
You know, I'm pretty sure that shot in the very first trailer is probably from a prototype animation. And it's weird. It's something that I've thought about maybe doing on the podcast at some point, because for a lot of older anime out there are producers and directors that have actually released their prototype like character designs and prototype art for those anime, and it'd be really cool to like compare and contrast the similarities and differences from
literally Edge Runners. We saw like the early designs of the characters. It was wild.
Like Lucy when she had long hair, and they should have kept it long hair.
Big disagree.
You know that.
Yeah, big disagree on that one. Big disagree,
bros. No,
y'all, you don't understand. Perfect. Women with short hair is so fucking hot.
You don't understand how fucking hot Power is.
Tomo-chan is a girl.
God damn it,
John.
I respect Power. Oh God.
No, we're talking about Tomo-chan as a girl for a hot second.
Okay.
Did you watch
I haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it yet. I've seen that one clip that I posted though.
Oh my God. Anyway, Reddit really liked that. Back to Power. It's something more important.
Back to Power's tits.
Fucking absolutely love Power because I love her stupid fucking personality.
She is like, literally a Reddit mod. She is a Reddit mod. That's what she is.
No,
that fucking Nobel Prize piece.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
She's going fucking insane in the Infinity Prison. And it's like, I'm gonna win the Nobel Prize, Peace Prize, and she keeps talking about it when they go to the bar. She didn't stop talking about
that moment where she's like, oh, how much IQ I have? 100. Oh, that's really impressive. I have like 150. Oh, actually, I have 1,000 IQ. It's like, oh, I have 1,500 IQ. It's like, you dumbass.
She's so lovably stupid. That's why I love her so much, because she's.
I think that both Denji and Power both emphasize that lovable idiot trope, and I absolutely adore it because it's done so well.
No, like when they're in the they're stuck in the Infinity Prison. Freaking, someone ate all the food. And then Power's like crumbs all over her face. I don't know who did it.
Denji.
It was Denji.
Oh, and then later in the season when they're doing like the whole training thing, and they're like, yes! Oh, we have a great idea. We'll be smart. Let's wear glasses.
when Denji's like, I feel smarter already just thinking about smart ideas. It's like, you fucking idiot. I've never seen like idiots being written like this. It's perfect. Like I read that comment somewhere where people like, between Power, Denji, and Aki, they all share 2 brain cells, and they both of them belong to Aki. I'm like,
yeah,
spot on. It's so funny.
I mean, have you ever heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect, Natai?
What's that?
The Dunning-Kruger effect is something in psychology that says that the smarter someone is, the less confidence they actually have in their abilities, and the dumber someone is, the more confidence they have in their abilities.
That's amazing.
Power and Denji are prime examples of this.
My favorite Power moment, I think, is also in that Eternity Devil mini arc, is when they're in the hotel, and then like Kobani's like losing her absolute shit. She's with the knife, and she's like, no, you're all a bunch of traitors. And she's losing her shit, and Aoi is trying to calm her down, and she breaks down crying, and Power's like looking at her, and she's like, it starts burst out laughing.
Yeah,
it's like out of nowhere. It's like, you fucking asshole.
Because she's just like,
there's something
stupid.
About it. I don't know why. There's something so specific about the sense of humor in this show that just like it works for you. I don't know what it is, but
it's second level
specific.
No, it's second level pee pee poo poo humor. That's what it is.
Yeah, something like that.
What's crazier is like with all these funny fucking stupid dumb pee humor moments, there's so many moments that are just like so serious and like somber. Like when freaking Himeno Senpai, when she gives up her life to try to fight Katana Man off and Snake Girl off, And it's like I talked about how
Oh.
they have beautiful. There's a beautiful fucking score here. There's great music. I love all the music that goes on, but also the effect that they use, where the absence of music, the absence of sound.
Yeah.
They use that effect so fucking well. Like negative space is a thing that you can use to convey images and stuff in art,
And
they
emotion.
use and emotion, and you can use that in different senses too, like negative space in terms of music. So when Himeno is like sacrificing her life to the to Ghost, right, and Ghost takes body parts from her to like do crazy shit, and it's just like instantly it just her body parts leave and they just fucking disappear, and there's no sound, and the music stops. The rain
So
stops. You don't hear the background any noise anymore. And then now we're forced into Aki's perspective, where he's like, it's like he's fucking shell shocked of what's happening right now because he just took a big ass hit, and you just see Himeno fucking dying in the background silently, just like
that fucking
and it's just
cut
like slowly
to,
disappearing.
like,
And it's just like, bro, what the fuck?
that cut of like the snake biting into Ghost, and then like the snake or she is like disappear, and just it just vanishes, and there's no sound, just the head of the ghost devil's like floating in the air. It's like, fuck, man, like you feel how heavy that scene is. It's like,
Bro,
like
and
you
then the
mentioned
fucking
score.
ED song afterwards,
Yeah.
that Himeno fucking dies, bro.
That's the TK song, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
First
is.
Death. Holy shit, that ED is so good. Dude.
They do something similar in the I call it the MC Escher Hotel arc.
It is.
Because
MC Escher.
when they go do their shit and they think they're done and they're like, all right, let's go home, and they start going down the stairs, like they haven't realized it yet what's going on. If you pay attention in the background, you can hear stuff like you would hear in a hotel. Like you hear like the hum of the AC overhead. You hear down the hall, it sounds like there may be a vending machine going. But the second they go down the stairs and then they realize what's going on, if you pay attention, all the background noise gone.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's such an effective use. Like, and in the very last scene, the last fight scene of the episode when Denji fights Katana Man, like at this point, there's like battle music's going on. It's like, oh yeah, metal, like oh yeah, blah blah blah. But then when it
There's
gets
the
to the
fucking
moment,
ED.
yeah.
So hype.
But then when you get to the actual train battle, like right before the final showdown, the music stops. The ED stops. And it's just a serious moment between like why Katana Man hates Denji, and he's like, "You're a piece of shit, Denji. You know that." And it's just like, whoa, what the fuck? The tonal shift, dude. The actual tonal shift between the fight scene of being like, this is just an epic fight scene, to this is more serious, and you get to learn more about Katana Man, and like you see a little bit more of Denji's psyche, like how he doesn't really think about much other than, well, you tried to kill me, so I'm gonna kill you, and also you killed Himeno Senpai. And she was a hot girl, and that's a sin. You killed a hot girl.
I'm gonna kick you in the balls now.
And when you do get the soundtrack, like Kensuke Ushio is like, it's such an amazing composer. Like he did.
Yeah, we gotta can we talk about how
Devilman.
good the score is? Like
Yeah,
fucking
so-
hell.
For those who don't know, he did a soundtrack for stuff like Devilman Crybaby and
Space
A Silent
Dandy.
Voice, like
A silent
Space-
voice.
like Silent Voice. It's like he's so good, and this soundtrack is. It's like I love the more action based type of soundtrack, like songs he used, but the more like calm and sort of like quieter tracks are probably my favorites. Like they're so atmospheric and moody, and it's like
I want to ask you
Yeah.
something, John, because I know you've seen what I'm about to reference. That scene in the last episode with the Katana Man fight, and he's going on and on about, you know, why he hates Denji, and like it's sort of a pivotal turning point moment for Denji, I think, in the story. Do you know what it reminded me of a lot? And you might roll your eyes when you hear this, but
Spider-Man 2.
no, I haven't seen Spider-Man 2. No, it reminded me of that you lack hatred scene in Naruto, because it's such a turning.
Yeah.
It's such a turning point for Sasuke.
Yeah, because it's like, oh man, what can I?
Is it a turning point for Denji though? Because it seems very.
You'll find out it is.
It is a turning point for Denji, because at this point, again, we realize that he's a fucking no brain guy. He doesn't think about much.
He's a wild
But
dog.
He's a very
He's a wild
short term kind of guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like, he found a reason to hate Katana Man, even though it was a simple reason of you killed the beautiful woman that had an impact on Denji. That's why the music
Yeah.
stopped. It's because this is one of the pivotal points where Denji picks up another like fragment of, here's my new personality. Here's a new piece of me
That's
that is
interesting.
worth, and it bro, it plays into something way bigger. I can't.
But do you
God,
see
the manga's so good.
Do you see where I'm coming from? How like
Yeah.
it kind of feels like that you lack hatred scene in Naruto.
Yeah, where it's like you think because he feels like he's complete, like in Naruto, where it's like Sasuke's like he feels like he's complete and he's on his path of vengeance, but it's like he's really hasn't gone all the way yet.
Yeah,
It's like you lack hatred, and it's like it's the same thing for Denji, because first of all, Katana Man talks about, don't you fucking feel bad for killing those zombies? Even I stay up at night, fucked up over the fact that I killed these zombies. And then instantly in the next scene, Katana Man just tries to kill innocent civilians instantly.
Yeah.
And that's when the
I love
music
how
stops.
hypocritical they make him out to be.
There's
I
a
love
point
that.
though. There was a point. And then Denji says he doesn't care about people, but he saved that innocent lady anyway.
That's right.
See, again, it's like you don't notice these small things that it keeps building up, and it all culminates to fucking, bro. Oh my god, I want to talk about the manga so bad. Oh, dude, it's so good.
We're just gonna leave
We'll
the
get that-
chat.
No, I'm not gonna spoil the manga. Like,
John, we'll get there in time because you know another season or a movie or something is coming.
bro. The next time, I can't wait.
Why
I
don't
really
they
can't
announce
wait.
anything?
I know. I felt like this was so fucking
Because
crazy
Mappa
well
Mappa's
received.
animators are too fucking busy.
I know, right? But
Oh,
holy
man.
shit, like, man, this fucking production is like incredible. Like, I've never seen and like an adaptation being treated like this, and it's so cool, dude. It's
I
so
will
fucking
say,
cool to see. Like,
I stopped
Yeah.
short though of giving it a 10 out of 10. Like for me, it's a 9.5 out of 10 because I do have certain issues with it. Almost all of them are technical, and I think they'll probably be fixed in the Blu-ray release.
So
yeah,
I mean, I've talked about how I can't rate things 10 out of 10. I don't think there's a truly perfect anime. Like 9 out of 10 is kind of the best you'll get out of me in terms of like my enjoyment. Like 9 out of 10 means it's a fucking great anime. There's no such thing as a perfect anime. I truly believe there's no such thing as a perfect anime because there's always going to be a fault. There could be a technical fault. There could be something I didn't like. There could be just little minor details that just makes it like there's nothing that I think is a truly 10 out of 10 story. Like even in any type of media, I don't think there's anything that's truly like perfect. So
if I
that
may.
being said,
You may.
you may. Yeah, go ahead, Natai.
I think like so I've personally given like some shows a 10 because I've never seen or viewed it as like this is a perfect anime. It's more of did this anime, did this story, did these writers, these animators manage to accomplish the goals they set out to do as much as possible considering the industry they work in. So like you have all of these different shows like fucking fucking Arcane, right? Like obviously it's not an anime, but like they set out to like create this story from all these different characters and worlds and whatnot and turn it into somewhat of a cohesive work of art. Did they accomplish that? I think as much as possible, yeah. So to me, it's kind of a 10 out of 10 type of show. And even though like Chainsaw Man is like not perfect, like this first season might not be perfect in like the truest sense of the word, and like some of the scenes I agree like turn out more jank than you would expect, like the first person view. I can't help but respect the fucking ambition to turn this very special manga into a very, very special adaptation.
And even
Because
the bad
they did,
CG in Chainsaw Man is better than 90% of the CG out there.
Yeah, it's like it's crazy to me how I can watch this show with these incredible action sequences and incredible cinematography, and my favorite scenes are the quieter scenes that are apparently anime original that give you more insight to the characters, a different window into them. So to me personally, I think Mappa absolutely like succeeded in their goals of adapting the story, because they gave me something that like I never knew that I wanted this much, was this fucking cinematic experience out of an anime. And so
Mappa
again,
is
there's
literally
nothing
saving
perfect.
anime.
Yeah, there's nothing perfect.
Don't say that. The
but
last
it's
time
more
you
of
said
a-
that, you said it about Studio Dean, and they fucking killed themselves. Don't do
I'm
that.
just
betrayed
waiting.
us.
I'm waiting for Mappa to fall off at this point now.
He betrayed us. But yeah, so just to cap up my point is, I don't think there's anything perfect, but it's more of a question of they managed in succeeding their artistic goals and vision for this project.
With
which I
Chainsaw
think they
Man,
did with
100%.
flying colors.
Oh yeah,
So
like
that's
I
why
would
it's to
say
keep probably into.
Chainsaw Man has moved into my top 5 anime of all time. Like
Mm.
it's up there with the greats in my opinion.
Ooh.
Like
Ooh.
I would have to wait until the entire thing is
till the
animated to
entirety,
make a
obviously,
decision
yeah.
about
But
that.
so far, right now, it's tentatively
it's a contender.
it's a contender because I'm like everything
Not a pretender.
from every single moment in the freaking first season, it felt like I watched it for like 2 seconds and I'm like, wait, what happened? What happened here? And like I said, I knew going into it, it was going to be great. Like it was going to be good, not great. I didn't expect it to be this fucking great. That's the issue. Because there's so many moments in the anime that, you know, like your anime original only things, but there's just so much detail and love and care crafted into it. Every minute detail that I picked up on, I'm sure I've missed even more because I've only watched each episode once. I haven't rewatched it yet. I kind of want to rewatch it again just to see if I missed anything and see like what did I miss. Like there was so much I picked up on, and I'm just like, there's probably even more because there's so much detail put into it. It's crazy, dude.
Can I also
It's like-
give a little bit of a shout out to the scriptwriter for this anime,
Yes.
Hiroshi Seko, who has also worked on the scripts for Attack on Titan, Mob Psycho 100, Vinland Saga, Jujutsu Kaisen,
Holy shit.
Summertime Rendering. I mean,
Oh man,
the dude's got some chops, and like because I want to give props to it because the dialogue is so well written in this.
So crisp. So fucking crisp.
And I think that just plays into my enjoyment of it because I love well-written dialogue. Like, if you've watched me and Natai do our Monogatari Spoilercast, you know two things that he and I love are fucking well-written dialogue and well-developed characters.
Yeah, we got those in spades.
We got
here,
that in
which is great.
spades with this.
bro.
Yeah.
Like I hated Kobeni in the manga at this point because she's
She's
annoying.
a piece of shit.
Yeah, she's a piece of shit. Tries to kill Denji, but then when they do the reveal, like when District 4, what the fuck were they called?
Division 4.
Division
4.
4.
I keep forgetting when Division 4 is attacked and the dude fucking dies, right? And
All
then,
right, yeah.
And then fucking Kobeni is just like, and then she just goes fucking goblin mode,
Wow.
bro, and then fucking stabs the old lady in the fucking throat. Like, yo, what the fuck, Kobeni? What the hell is this? And then when she goes, she fucking rescues Denji from the fucking Katana Man, where she comes up with her fucking knife.
I love that slow.
Yeah.
I love that slow
Shooting
turn
at
that
them,
she
and
has
she
too.
just uses him as a shield and fucking blocks bullets. Like, what the
Bro,
fuck?
the best
man?
part in that scene is she's like turning to Denji's like, and she's like, "I'm sorry, I tried to kill you." Proceeds to use him as a human shield. Incredible, absolutely incredible.
I also love that scene where she's like she's got Denji and then the other person is talking to her and she just does that slow like psychopath turn like
Yeah. She's
I,
crazy, dude.
I fucking love Kobeni. And oh man, we're not even at the best
It's
part of
every character. I've like enjoyed every second of them like interacting with each other. Like this is such a cool ensemble, and apparently I haven't even met some of the best characters.
So Natai, I have
blows
to
my
ask you
mind,
something as someone who's only watched the anime. Have you ever gone on a really bad date? Trust me, I'm going somewhere with this.
I suppose. Okay, yeah.
Have you ever been on a date bad enough where someone threw up in your fucking mouth?
Oh god! Oh, I can't believe they
This
did
fucking
that
scene is,
Oh, it was
as I said in
so
the beginning of the
gross.
episode, it's like how he's like, oh, I guess I know where this is going. Literally have no idea this was coming, and it was I couldn't stop laughing while that.
I am
happened. That was
shocked.
incredible.
I am shocked. Compared to everything else that they actually do show, I'm shocked that they censored that.
You think they'll
I mean,
uncensor it in the Blu-ray?
I don't
Probably
know.
not,
Maybe.
No, it's pretty gross. But it was
So
crazy
funny.
because, well, for one thing, we got the boob touching scene with Power, and, but then with the fucking Himeno scene where she's like, "I'll kiss you with tongue," and he's like, "Fucking bet, I'm in. I'm fucking 100%
It's that,
in."
it's that meme with the monkey neuron activation tongue.
Yeah.
Because at first he's like,
Oh.
no, I'd prefer to kiss Makima, and then she's like, I'll do tongue. It's like, yeah, where's the fucking
Yeah,
devil?
let's do it. Oh, and then fucking Power, yeah, bye. They're like, what? What's wrong? Denji grew up so poor, he'll always swallow something with nutritional value. Oh god, it was so gross, bro.
You know, the best compliment I can give this show is that we're talking about this moment, and I'm like, I want to go back and watch this scene right now.
Oh
like,
god, no, I never want to see it ever again.
Yes, I do. It made me laugh so hard. Like that
Because it's so out of left field. You don't
character
expect
writing
shit like that.
That's what brings it over the top. It's not only it's how shocking and out of nowhere it is, the character writing that's like built on top of it is that fucking shit talk from Power. It's that fucking from Makima. She's not shocked by it. She's like kind of intrigued by it. You know, it's like it's so good. That fact that Makima just like fucking drank so much beer with them and she was not hit by it at all. I was like. All right.
Yes. Now I see where you get your red hair from, Makima.
Oh man, and the fucking oh my god, when Makima fucking shows up and she uses her powers, she just like literally just crushes people. Like
that blew my mind, dude. I was
this person's name. Says it. Say this person's name.
The way they.
And I'm just like,
it's so methodical too. Like it shows you how like. She doesn't value life. It's like
because she goes to the Yakuza guy who's like, so the Yakuza
was credible.
So, yeah, because the Katana Man is the grandson of like the Yakuza guy who owned Denji's dad's dad, and that's why like he's even trying to fucking kill Denji, because he's like, you killed my grandpa. I'm a grandpa's boy. And I'm just, Katana Man had.
That's just like your grandpa was a piece of shit.
It's like that scene in the Princess. Bride. I almost said Princess Diaries. It's a completely different movie. Where it's like, my name is Neo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So then, oh god, the absolute fear that Snake Girl had in her eyes once the people started dropping like flies around her when they were trying to kidnap Denji. They're like, fuck that bitch Makima. And it's like the way that she got those names. She went to that Yakuza member guy and he was like, oh yeah, those are people, they did it on their own. Like, sorry, we can't help you. Like, oh man. And then she's like, here are the eyeballs of people in your family. People in your family's family. Now we can get them returned, but I'm going to need that list. And she's just like dead. Like, just no inflection, just like, here's the eyeballs. Like, they came fucking prepared. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? This bitch is crazy.
That fucking Yakuza guy goes on, it's like, oh, we're actually necessary evil for this society, because if we're not around, who would to stop criminals from, like, running amok? And then she's listening, she doesn't say anything. And then she's like, you don't know what's necessary evil, dude. You have no clue. And she just schools it. It's like,
do you know that line that the Yakuza dude says is actually a paraphrase quote from a Japanese politician?
Really?
Yeah, that the Yakuza are a necessary evil in Japanese society.
I mean, kind of. They do keep the other like underground people at bay. they're very territorial. So
I think the politician was referencing the fact that they actually keep the peace because they keep petty criminals from running amok.
They do. I mean, it's like, you can't fuck it up for the rest of us. So,
but
like,
I don't know how many people realize that it's actually a paraphrase quote from a Japanese politician. The Yakuza are a necessary evil in Japanese society.
Back to what John mentioned about Snake Girl, I love that moment specifically because her reaction is like, "What this power is bullshit. It has to be Makima." It's like they know,
they know so much about Makima, dude. It's just like, I wonder why, and it's like, and then we still don't know who Makima's fucking devil is.
Also,
like,
the fucking goddamn porn meme where Makima's on the couch and all the Yakuza guys are standing around her.
Oh my god. And she still has more balls than any of them.
Yeah. Well, she has the eyeballs. I mean, she definitely has more balls.
And like, oh man. And then when we get to
such a bad joke.
The ending.
I'm proud
the ending
of it.
with Katana Man, where Denji's like, I'm gonna get my revenge on the dude. I'm gonna kick him in the balls. And then he asks Aki, he's like, Aki, do you want in on this? You want to kick him in the balls? And Aki's like, why would I do that? Yeah, Aki's like, why would I want to do that? That's like stupid. And then he fucking looks at the Easy Revenge cigarette, lights a cigarette. It's like,
Himeno would want it.
Yeah. And then
at first he's like, Himeno wouldn't want it, but then he's like, yeah, she would. She probably would.
And then they spend the next like minute and a half montage kicking Katana Man in the fucking nuts.
I love how they circle back to that with like, because in the second episode, like he just kicks like Aki's ball, which is an incredible moment by
He's like,
itself.
I'm gonna let you know right now. When I fight dirty. I'll kick you in the nuts. And then he does it right away to Aki.
And then when he goes back to Maki, it's like, the nut devil attacked us. It's like, you piece of shit. But then how they circle back to it, and you see like the growth and the bond between these two idiots. It's so heartwarming, and it's just a scene of two dudes kicking the nuts of like this piece of shit guy.
Oh man!
What more can I say about this anime, dude?
And that's why it's so fucking crazy. They wrap up so much like fucked up crazy shit, funny pee pee poo poo jokes, and then like super somber fucking moments, super surreal moments,
It's a very
super
human
just,
type of
and
story as well.
What is the story we're being told? Like, what direction are we going in? Because again, when I read the manga, this part in the manga, it just seemed like stereotypical shonen. But in the anime, it doesn't seem like that at all. Like, yeah, because the anime doesn't seem like that because they frame it differently.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
even the
so
manga,
many
like,
things.
aside from at least of the stuff that they've adapted so far, in the manga, like, it just feels like a hyper-violent shonen. But then this is like, oh my god, this is not what I signed up for.
Well, see, what's crazy is that
the source material.
Definitely they elevated the source material for this first part, because this first part is hitting all the notes that the second part will hit. Like the second half will hit.
Also, I'd like to point out, and Natai's friend Adiel pointed this out to me, there are breadcrumbs of what's going on in the second part of the manga hidden in this first part.
Really?
Bro, there's so much. That's why I'm like, bro, you don't even understand.
I haven't read the second part of the manga yet. The second part of the manga started publishing earlier in 2022. I want to say it was in July.
Yeah, they're on chapter like 116 or I think it's like 115 or 116.
But I've kind of made a conscious effort not to go read it yet, because it's one of those things where I really want to binge it, because that's how I read the first part.
Yeah, so I binged the first part as well for the manga, and in all honesty, once you get past chapter like 40, when it starts going nuts, it's like you can't stop reading. You just gotta keep reading, dude. So I feel the same way, which is why I kept waiting on reading the manga. But people just kept saying, bro, have you read the second part yet? Bro, have you read the second part yet? And I'm like, no.
Literally, every time.
I want to wait until it's all done, because I know how good it is. So I know I'm going to fucking binge it. But then I'm like, fuck, people keep making memes about it on Reddit. I need to know. I need to know, man.
I have a question about that. I have a question about that. So obviously I haven't read the manga, but I was very surprised when I was told by both Alex and Ariel that, like, it's like there's a second part of the manga, like as in, so far there was like part 1 of Chainsaw Man that wrapped up, and now there's a second part. That was very intriguing to me, and I'm like, does it justify that? Because that seems like a very conscious decision to do, to being like, this is part 1, we wrap it up. Now there's like a second part. It's like, it's very unusual, and I'm like, does it justify?
Are you asking if it was always planned to be that way?
Like,
because if that's your question, I think the answer is yes.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Because does part 1 wrap up as like a standalone type of thing, and then I'm just very curious about it, because
it does.
So strange.
It definitely has a what feels like an ending, but it also leaves enough open to where it's like, okay, the story of these characters could continue.
So I'll say it like this. Part 1 of the manga of Chainsaw Man, it wraps up pretty nicely. It all comes to a full circle, and Denji's arc ends, is all I'm going to say. Part 2, Denji is still in it, but I'm not sure if he's the main character anymore. That's all I'm going to say.
That's what Natai's friend tells me.
Is there like any type of story that's like comparable to how like it's structured?
Where where a main character shifts?
No, like how like there's part 1 and part 2. Like I wouldn't say I'm sure it's not like JoJo, where it's literally like, each part is like a whole different like.
Well, in JoJo, there's also time skips between each part too.
True, yeah, that too.
I can't really think of any other media that has done this where it's like, here's one person's story and now I mean Dragon Ball, I guess.
Yeah.
Where it's like here's
Godfather.
Dragon
The Godfather.
Dragon
The
Ball.
Godfather, yeah.
Yeah, like Godfather. Like
Each of the 3
1,
Godfather movies has a completely different main character.
Aside from 3, but we don't talk about.
Well,
it.
we don't talk about 3.
Yeah.
I have a point to say about Godfather.
Oh,
So
boy.
when I watched Godfather originally, I was like, obviously, like everyone else, I love number 1 and I love number 2, and we hated number 3. However, I rewatched Godfather recently, and I'm like, I can't hate number 3. You know why? Because it completes the cycle.
It does. I just
Like,
wish
that was
just the writing had been a little better.
But it completes the cycle. Like everything came to its end in number 3, and I'm like, I respect it because it was always meant to end like this.
The Godfather
just
2 is
isn't
one of
as
the best
well
movies
put
ever made,
together.
though.
Yeah, it just 3 is just so not as well put together as 3. It's kind of weird. Like
I mean,
1
I
and
feel
2
like
so
like
good.
top of cinema art, and then 3 is like. Also, like she can't act for shit. The daughter character, like I'm sorry,
Yeah.
she can't.
Okay, fair. But oh man, dude, Chainsaw Man, I honestly I'm so blown away by how much I enjoyed it because again, knowing that it was good going into it, it was just like, oh yeah, I'm eating good. It's gonna be great. Like I've got plenty of shows this season that I'm hyped to watch. I was
We
excited.
were spoiled for choice in 2022, man.
Yeah. I was every Saturday I was hyped because I'm like, oh man, I get to watch Spy Family. I got to watch Uzaki-chan. Then every Tuesday I'm like, oh man, I get to watch Chainsaw Man. And every Wednesday I'm like, oh man, I get to watch Eminence in Shadow. And then like Reincarnated as a Sword and like of the other animes that I'm watching. And I'm just like, I was eating so good. And I just dude, Chainsaw Man, I did not expect it to be this good. Because again, I hate when people hype shit up because I'm like, it can't be that fucking good, right? There's no possible way it lives up to the hype. But it can because I think the anime it blew my expectations out of the water. I honestly it made the worst part of Chainsaw Man really fucking good, and I hope they continue this. Into
And when we say worst part, I think what we're really saying is least exciting part.
The weakest.
Yeah, the weakest part because it just feels like a stereotypical shonen. That's what it feels like, or a seinen, not shonen, because of the boobs.
But man,
Because of boobs and blood.
Because boobs and blood.
Man.
The double
man, oh
Bs.
man. I'm gonna miss Chainsaw Tuesdays so much.
Oh,
like,
it might come back.
I know, but it's been such an experience too. So I've been watching with my buddies, and like as I mentioned, Aria's read the manga, and God bless him for like keeping a straight on poker face throughout each episode, for like not even reacting to anything, so he wouldn't like spoil it for us. But just like the experience of like watching an episode, coming together, watching an episode on Tuesday, getting the new ED, having a full-on week to just like go and rewatch this ED for like a gazillion times, and then look forward to the next Tuesday for a new episode and a new ED and all of that jazz. I like the last time I had this sort of like something to look forward to, so almost like ritualistic type of like moment each week.
JoJo's
was back when Konosuba aired. So like,
no,
man,
I
miss
JoJo
that
Fridays,
feeling.
man. JoJo Fridays.
And JoJo Fridays, definitely. So I miss that feeling, and
I think that's one of the things that we kind of shit on Netflix for with JoJo's Part 6 is that they took away JoJo Fridays from us.
Those pieces of shit, they killed JoJo, man.
Nah,
Bro, tune in next season when Chainsaw Man season 2 is done by Netflix because they need the money.
No, don't say it.
I think that this is one of those things.
I don't
that
think Crunchyroll's letting it go. No,
I think
Crunchyroll's not letting it go.
Crunchyroll
Fuck
will
no.
literally take out a fucking loan from the Yakuza to keep this fucking anime.
Also, you know what? Good on Mappa for being like the production committee on this anime, because that means all the money goes back to them.
Also, good on them for having the mangaka come on board as a consultant.
Yeah, definitely. It's like,
I have heard, I don't know, I can't corroborate it obviously, but I have heard that there are some executive decisions that he did make for the adaptation. Apparently, I there's nothing I have to corroborate it. I've heard it from a couple of different people, but I've never seen like a first-hand source that there was something in the OP that he says, no, you can't put that in there, take it out.
like
Probably because
it's
I mean so in my opinion the OP spoils quite a lot because of future knowledge. I'm like, bro, I know what happens.
Yeah,
This
when you
is
don't have
spoiler
context,
shit.
then it makes no sense.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, if you dig a little bit, like as with most YouTubers, they like AniTubers, people reacted to like analyzing the Chainsaw Man OP, and then like there's this guy that
I love that shit.
Yeah, and I was watching. I'm like, bro, he's hitting the nail on the head right now. Like, but I'm like, but you don't know how deep it runs, bro. You don't know how deep.
Don't know how deep it runs yet.
Like, there's so many layers to this. Once, oh
like
my
an
god,
Chainsaw Man are like ogres.
Ogres
can't
are like
wait.
onions.
I just can't wait for all the anime onlys to get to the next part, to get to the second part of Chainsaw Man, so I can finally start talking about, bro, do you remember back in season 1 when you talked about this? Think about that for a second. Look at how it played, and you'll be like,
no, you got to see it. You got to see it like live and in color with anime only as this season. When Kobani was first introduced, everyone's like, "Who the fuck is this bitch?" And then a few episodes later, like, "Oh,
yeah, definitely."
Bro,
Bro,
you haven't even met the best part of Kobeni's kit, man. Kobeni's car.
Yes, the sloppy blowjob
What does that
devil.
even mean?
Bro,
God damn it.
I can't wait for Kobeni's car. So there was a meme. So there was a character poll that went out during this certain arc in the manga where it's like, vote for the popular characters, and obviously like everyone votes for like Power, Makima, Kobeni, or actually I don't even think, yeah, Kobeni was in there. She's like number 5 or something. Kobeni's car makes an appearance in one of the like it plays an actual role in the story too, by the way. And people were just like fucking trolling, and they're like, they voted for Kobeni's car, and it like I think it ranks number 7 in the popularity.
I think it's funny how Japanese like fans.
It plays an integral role in the story.
Japanese fans, I swear to God, have learned how to troll creators, and it's great to watch.
What a fucking great show, dude. And we haven't even talked about shit like the Gun Devil, which they've hyped it up. I have no clue how they're gonna like live up to the hype they
my god.
laid
Oh
for that
my
shit.
god, dude.
You're not prepared.
Bro.
There's no way.
You are not prepared.
There's
You
no
don't
way.
know, bro. You don't know, bro.
Hell, we haven't
It's
even
like,
talked
it
about
killed-
like we haven't even talked about Kishibe and like the fucking great speech that he
he's
gives
so fucking
Denji.
cool.
I fucking love Kishibe.
Kishibe is so fucking cool.
So we talked about how like the whole fucking meme jokey thing about Power and Denji wearing the glasses, like, oh, we're so smart. Nobel Peace Prize go.
let me say something. So was I on the training montage episode? I think I was. We had that episode about training montages, and I
did it
hate
a long
training
time ago. I don't remember.
Yeah, I
That was
hate
a
training
while
montages,
ago.
right?
Hmm.
Like I just show me them actually training. So there is a training montage in the Chainsaw Man.
It's the funniest shit ever.
It is
It's
funny.
the funniest fucking shit ever. Like, and we don't even get to see all of it, but we do get to see some of it. And it's basically, so Kishibe is like, I'm gonna train you devils to learn how to fucking fight because you're both garbage right now.
Hmm.
So he trains Denji and Power, and all he says is, you just have to kill me. That's all you got to do. You can do whatever you want. So it's like, so they start off and like, oh yeah, we could kill you so fucking easy. Then like,
And it
Power
breaks their
gives-
backs.
freaking Power gives Denji an axe, and then Power gets her own like little axes out, and then it's like, oh, this is gonna be real easy. We're gonna go home today eating good. Don't blame me for killing you, old man. And then the dude just fucking goes goblin mode, fucking takes the knife, stabs Denji in the fucking skull, goes to Power, slits her fucking throat. And it's like, yo, what the fuck? And he's like, lights the cigarette. Or no, he takes a swig. Nice try, kids. Here's some blood. Maybe next time. I'm like,
When
what
fucking
the fuck?
Denji's like traumatic, he's like and Power is like banging her hand against his. It's like heal. It's like, oh, how many times did I die today?
I love that little speech that he gives after they try to do the sneak attack on him at the apartment, and he is telling Denji like all this great advice, and then he walks away. It's like, you guys have done good for today, though. You've got closer than you've ever gotten.
Yeah.
You can take the rest of the day off. And he walks away, and Denji's like, oh, all right, Power, we can.
Yeah, they get fucking murdered.
And then
That
he
was
just turns around and he
incredible.
says, Prey should never listen to any advice a hunter gives them.
Yeah,
incredible.
dude, Kishibe is so cool.
I'm like, that's
Oh,
so
man.
cool.
Bro,
Why
Oh
is
my
every
God.
character in this show is so fucking cool and fun to
Bro,
watch.
Kishibe gets way cooler later.
Kishibe is like any not to give too much away, I will say that Kishibe almost becomes an exemplar of the idea of the rule of cool later on.
Bro, Kishibe is fucking cool.
And we literally get like 2 seconds of like even more side characters, and all of them look cool, like the violence fiend, the shark.
Oh, wait
fiend.
until you find out more about the Angel Devil.
Oh, they're like
Devil,
they're just
yeah.
there. It's like these guys are so cool. I want to see more of them.
Oh, they'll be part of the second part.
Oh,
Don't
for
worry
sure.
about that.
For sure.
They're showing back up.
This anime, man, it's like it's giving me the Mushoku Tensei magic I got last year. It's like I'm watching this fucking show and I'm just like transported, totally immersed by this story. It's like this is why I love anime, dude. And it's so fun to be like.
So, going towards the last episode, so when Power has to fight Katana Man and Snake Girl, she gets fucking scared and she fucking dips, like immediately runs away. She pulls out the old Joestar.
That's hot-footed out of here, Smokey.
She like goes to that other floor with all the zombies. She's like, Denji, have my back. It's like, and it just keeps going with the elevator.
Because Kara's like, oh, these are weak zombies. I can totally fight them because now she can fight people that she knows she can't die against. So she's like, watch me, Denji. I'm gonna redeem myself. Have my back. And Denji's like, yeah, whatever. He fucking leaves. And she doesn't even know. And she just goes ham, killing all these weak ass zombies. She's like, look at that. Look at how powerful I am. I'm like, Power, you fucking idiot. You fucking lovable idiot. I hate you so much. I love and hate you so much. Oh my god. And it's like small moments like that that's just like sprinkled throughout the entire show for every character that we meet. And
I have
it's
a
like,
question about that.
yeah,
You mentioned small moment. What's your favorite scene in the entire season?
I have to say my favorite scene is probably when Himeno dies, man.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy, but yeah, it's pretty good too.
Because of how they do the shot where it goes from Himeno watching Aki to now we're looking at Aki, but we see Himeno from behind. And it's how they set up the shot of like he's kind of in a shell shock situation right now where he's losing too much blood. His stinger didn't work to kill the lady and he doesn't know what happened. And the stinger takes his away his lifespan, by the way, when he uses the curse demon's nail. So he's just so like because one of the great things, like you talked about how when Aki went to go see Makima, how before he went and saw her, he was like, he straightened out his tie. He's like trying to be prim and proper. He's like, I'm a real devil hunter. And he's all serious business. He's like a serious older brother type. Right. So for someone who's so meticulous and planned out, like we saw when he started his day, he makes his coffee. He does everything in a pattern. Right.
Very methodical.
He's very methodical. So for him, the curse sword, the stinger, it was his last resort where this is the problem solver. I use this, I'm basically gonna die fast, but it's gonna solve all his problems. So when that doesn't work, he's fucking shook to his core. And that's when the music cuts out and Himeno knows that like the only way I can do this is if to save him because she loves him so much. And literally the flags, the episode before that she set up her flag of like, all right, here's the deal. I'll help you get with Makima. You help me get with
It's
Aki.
the same episode, my dude. It's the same episode.
Literally, like, yeah, the first half, like, bro, the fucking death flag.
There wasn't even enough time to put up the death flag. This is a death hand signal.
I felt so betrayed. It's like, don't do this to me. God damn it.
Yeah, and it's like Denji made his first friend. Like he was so excited, and literally she dies. And just the shot with that, because again, we saw how Aki was, then we saw how like Himeno Senpai was, and then the fact that she dies and how they do the shot, bro, is fucking perfect. Like so normally when I watch animes, I'll be doing something and I'll kind of focus on it sometimes, kind of go back to what I'm doing, kind of focus, right?
What a criminal.
Because a lot of shows I don't need to put full attention. Like there's only a couple of them, like the ones where you got to think about stuff, or like Monogatari where they're always monologuing, so you got to read, right? Chainsaw Man is at its core, it's comedy and it's action. You don't have to watch every single thing, but that scene specifically, I stopped what I was fucking doing and I turned and I just started watching. I was just like, damn, bro. That episode, I was like, man, that was so fucking good. And then the episode ends. I'm like, it's been like 5 minutes. What happened? Where'd my time go?
What about you,
my
Alex?
Oh, if I had to pick just a single scene, oof. I mean, the Himeno death scene is fucking great. You know what? Aki's morning routine is a really good, well put together scene, man. I really love
definitely.
it.
See, it's hard to pick one scene because again, all these scenes tie in to certain things around the show. Like again, that morning scene played a very pivotal role in understanding why Aki was fucking shook to his core.
It also works for comedic effect, which is great. There's so much, like literally that scene is all of those things, and then it works like as for the punchline that is Power like barging into the apartment. It's like, oh, what is this shithole? And moving it. It's like
yeah,
so fucking efficient filmmaking. Holy shit, man! It's art. This is not just a good anime. This is a good TV show. I'm not even joking, dude.
Yeah,
that's why bro. And I can't wait for the next part because if you think this was fucking good, bro, oh man, you're in for a fucking treat.
In the words of Al Jolson, you ain't seen nothing yet.
I'm so happy I didn't read the manga. I'm so excited to see what's coming up. So excited.
No, like, dude, I want you to read the manga now because like we're hyping it up, and obviously, you know, like if you're anything like me, you're like, bullshit, it can't be that good. Like the anime was great, but
it can't be that good.
You keep hyping up the fucking manga, bro. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm like that. I'm like that. If I was in your shoes where I watched only the anime and people kept telling me how good the manga was, I'd be doubtful, and then I'd read the manga and I know me, and I'd be like, bro, they were fucking right. I can't believe this shit. They were right. This shit is hype as fuck. Holy fuck. Though I would be like, the first part of the manga fucking sucked. Like the anime did it way better, but then you get to the rest of it and you're like,
but we got such an incredible anime. Why would I want to go back and read them? Like, I will read the manga because I'm very curious. No, for real though, because like what you said about the paneling, like that's like really intriguing to me. But because like I prefer experiencing stories the way like this show does with like the voice acting, the cinematography, and the soundtrack, that's just the preferred way I consume media. And considering how much of a fucking awesome job Mappa did with this first season, I'm more than comfortable like waiting it out for the next season to come around.
Feeling like I don't think season 2 is going to live up to like. So I know the story is going to be even better, no doubt in my mind, because the crazy shit starts happening in the next season. However, I don't know if they're going to be able to recreate the cinematography and like all the how they breadcrumbed everything.
Let's see. Again. They said they're committed to a full adaptation, so let's see.
Well, I mean, because it's like it was so much effort. And because with a lot of shows, it seems like there's always more effort put into the first core than the second core. They kind of like ease up on it. That's not true for everything. Like obviously, like Kaguya-sama was the first season was basically really garbage. Then the second and third,
but it got better as it went. Definitely
went way up, went way the fuck up,
exponentially even. No,
but that's like rare. Most of the time, it's like as seasons progress, it gets worse. So that's why I'm like I'm like, oh man, I know the story is really good. So obviously I'm gonna watch it, and I know the story is great, so I'm gonna love it. But I'm just like, are they gonna be able to wow me like they did with the first season? Because now my expectations are even fucking high.
And that's set a really high benchmark.
That's a real fucking problem.
It said that is a problem with stuff like this, where it sets such a high benchmark that it's so difficult to exceed it. I feel like if whatever comes next, whether it's a movie or another season of anime, I hope that it at least matches in quality to this. That to me will be a big success.
Agreed. Even if it just matches what we got so far, what we got was pretty damn fantastic.
I'm saying, Nappa, just keep this team together. Whatever team worked on this, just keep them all together.
Pay them a shit ton of money.
Yes.
And let them sleep.
Please let them sleep.
let them sleep for a couple of days.
Bro. Oh my god. Mappa's doing
I want to rewatch it right now, dude. Just talking about it.
Well, I don't think there's really much else to say.
Yeah, I know. I have so much to say about the manga.
We'll get there, John.
We'll get there. Spoilercast, maybe.
We'll get there.
Never.
We'll get there, John. We'll get there. It may be like 4 or 5 years from now, but we'll get there.
I don't think so. I think they're gonna release it probably fall of next year.
Ooh, that's very optimistic,
That's
man.
I think that's I would say earliest we would get it would be winter 2024.
No, I think they're gonna be in production next season. They're gonna be in production. I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna bet. Let's see, winter 2025.
2025.
So the reason I say that
wow
is because
I'm gonna bet on it. I'm probably
Alright.
wrong, but I'm gonna bet
Well,
on
the
it.
reason I'm saying that is because like we've talked about the workload of Mappa already. Like
Yeah,
they
they work
have
on
a
so much
shit
shit.
ton of shows to do next season. So that's why I'm like, I feel like, but after next season, their workload is lessened. So I think they're gonna go back to working on Chainsaw
I
Man.
swear to God, because
why.
this happens so often when we do like WTFs and stuff, when we talk about stuff, something major comes out right after we record it. We're recording this on January 8th, and we're planning to have this come out on the 16th. I swear to God, if in the next 2 weeks, or a week rather, fucking announcement happens that where the next season comes, I'm gonna fucking riot.
Yeah, dude.
It always happens
but
like that though. Always.
Mappa is working on so much shit.
It's
like,
so
this
crazy
year
to
alone.
me how often that happens with our podcast. We'll be talking about, oh, well, we haven't heard any announcements yet. Literally like 24 to 48 hours later, oh, this announcement. Fuck!
My greatest accomplishment is nailing the fucking release for JoJo Part 6 or 5, was it?
It's part 5, wasn't
I
it?
think 5 was
Yeah,
the
it was
one I nailed.
Part 5. Yeah, you nailed part 5.
My greatest
I'll never that was my peak, man. I will never reach that again.
my greatest accomplishment is fucking making a joke about Miura dying before Berserk was over, and 2 weeks later he died.
You killed him. You're the Grim Reaper. That's why I'll never let you joke on.
You made
people
the joke,
dying.
and a week later our episode
Oh,
came out.
it's not the only time that's happened either. Like literally 2 weeks before, exactly 2 weeks to the day before Betty White died, I said, "Oh my God, she's probably gonna die before her 100th birthday." And by God, 2 weeks later she died. I have
You're the
this
fucking
power.
Grim Reaper.
I have this power. I don't know how I got it. I didn't ask for it. I didn't try to get it. I just have it.
For the love of
got
God, never
the
talk about
actual
Araki
death
like
note.
that ever. You're gonna murder the
Rocky,
man.
No. Rocky can't die. He's an immortal vampire.
Yeah,
Vampire,
JoJo's was
that's
just
right.
a fucking self-biography.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here.
I want Araki to do the Dio pose of him like going like this. Live up to the meme.
But I don't know how I got this superpower. I don't even really want it, but I have it.
You know what you must do.
I'm a literal Death Note. Yeah, I know what I have to do. I just don't know if I have the power to do it. Oh man, yeah, that's Chainsaw Man. Certainly one
Yeah,
of
we
our
keep gushing
favorite
a lot.
anime from 2022. I think it's fair to say.
I
A lot
feel
of
like we're
people's
probably
probably.
in with the majority of people. Chainsaw Man was fucking amazing. Everyone loved it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I thought it's like an underground gem, you know? Like I thought not a lot of people heard about it.
Well, we talked about it.
Bro, it was
It's
so
kind of-
hyped up.
It's kind of the
Yeah,
opposite
yeah.
thing with like Spy X Family, because I think me and John both went into it not expecting it to be anywhere near as good as it is, even though the manga that it's based off of is pretty well regarded.
It was I mean, honestly, in hindsight, I'm not surprised it blew up. Cause like it had all like that one had all the materials to blow. Like it was a really fucking good production. Like the voice cast was great. The Anya faces
Yeah.
were everywhere. Like in hindsight, you're like, oh, of course, because like it's like such a good
Bro,
meme
yeah,
and,
I
like,
posted that
virality.
in the general chat like months ago before Spy Family
Yeah.
came out. I was like, mark my words, these fucking meme faces or these faces
Yeah.
that Anya makes are gonna be the memes, and I was fucking right.
See, you have a superpower too. You
Yeah,
have
I'm
this
always
ability to predict memes before they happen.
I wanna
The
wanna
memes,
buy
right?
that.
What do they mean?
the memes, right? Ryder, turn off the console. General. Oh, sorry, it's Colonel.
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 Colonel. Where is that fucking Metal Gear Solid podcast we've been talking about for 4
Oh,
years, dude?
fuck. Do it. Do it.
Bro.
That's the meme.
No,
It's never
no,
happening.
Alex needs to play Metal Gear Rising on stream. That's what it
I
was.
will do it. And you guys, I'll be on here. I'll just sit back and just watch it
think-
happen
Bruh.
and have you guys just talk
Bruh,
about it.
If we're
It's
gonna
a
commit
6-hour
to it,
game. You can like
if we're
do
gonna
it in one
commit to it,
stream.
Alex should play the fucking PC ports for Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2, and then
Oh,
somehow find a
God.
way to play 3 and 4.
Oh, God.
And then we'll do a spoilcast.
Anyway,
Anyway,
so that's Chainsaw Man. I think it's safe to say that all of us give it really high marks, 9 out of 10. I think probably all around.
Oh yeah, solid, dude.
once second
Solid.
season comes around, it might turn into a 10. Depends how that goes.
Yeah. Certainly high probability of it winning Anime of the Year. Just putting that out there.
I feel like everyone's gonna give it Anime of the Year.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I feel pretty happy about giving it Anime of the Year. I'm not gonna lie.
But anyway, you'll have to tune into our
Alex
award
is like,
show to
we'll
see
see about
that.
that.
Which, John, I know you're looking forward to editing so much.
It's gonna be like 3 hours long.
I mean,
I'm not
for
gonna
how long are
edit
we
it.
talking about Chainsaw Man right now?
Yeah.
An hour and a half. It's not too long.
But anyway, I think we'll go ahead and end it there. Thank you, everyone, for dropping in to listen to. Check down below where you can find links to Anime Club After Dark on Twitch, on social media, and on Discord. Check out our merch store where you can purchase lovely things like this mug and definitely help us out.
That fake sip.
What? How'd you know there was nothing in it? God damn it! Hold on. No. We're gonna do this right. I know it's water, not coffee.
when
But...
people fake sip,
dude. Fucking exposed.
Dude, I know when people fake sip.
Is that your?
That wasn't
superpower?
fake. That wasn't
my
fake,
superpower.
Natai.
It's my
That's shitty
superpower.
superpower. I know when people are taking actual drinks.
That's my stand power. It's my useless power. Let's see how I ruin your life with it.
I mean, anyway, I forgot where I was in the outro.
Thank you all out there for stopping by. Purchase our merch at the store. Link down below. That's where you were at because you shared the damn mug.
I did.
Beware of the nut devil.
And with that, I'm the mug devil. That's what I am. I'm the mug devil. Anyway, with that, I have been your host, Alex, and I will see you next time. Say goodnight, guys.
Bye.
Man, a scream that ruined someone's career.
I love that meme so much.
Man, politics has gone off since 2004. It really has.
What's crazy is if that happened like in 2016 or above, you probably would have won.
You would have won. You would have won.
Man, imagine that was the only crazy thing that politicians did today.
Yeah!